Now, Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny as Storm and Callisto from Marauders number 17.
You already have my answer, Callisto.
You been really hard to get a hold of since that Otherworld nonsense. Okay, enough about my problems. Have you told Emma and Kate you're leaving yet?
Even without your heightened senses, your perception is surreal. And no, I have not. I would like to tell them if they don't already know.
I won't ask where you're off to, but I will ask you to help me before you go. The Pretender halfway killed me back on M-Day. Now, I'm on islands all day. Here in the South Pacific or over at our port in the North Atlantic. Meeting mutants from all over the world, moving money that's covered in trace amounts of drugs, sweat, and blood. Nothing smells or tastes right, Aurora. The world feels fake. I need my damn senses back. Well, I'm suffering.
I do not disapprove of the Crucible. I simply do not wish to participate. Why me?
Apocalypse is a goner, sister. If you want your powers back, you gotta bring someone to the dance.
That's all, folks.
Hi everyone and welcome to episode 165 of Comic Book Queer's Legacy. I am one half Brett. The other half, Jeff, is joining us right now. Hello, Evil Jeff.
You're only half of a Brett?
I'm only half of this.
Right. Okay.
This sentient, living, breathing podcast.
What the hell was that we just did?
That was, I'll just go ahead and say it's Mel Blanc's birthday. I don't know. For Mel Blanc's birthday, I don't know why we did that. I think we're getting bored with their usual cold readings in the beginning, and we're trying to spice it up. It's like a marriage. Like we're trying to spice it up. We're trying new toys. We're inviting a third.
Yeah. Role playing. You know, it's just role playing.
We're role playing.
Literally.
We're role playing to spice it up. There you go. How are you, sweetie?
I'm great. I'm ready to talk about some comics, sir.
Let's talk about some comics, sir. Let's start with those X-Men comics. Cue the music.
Oh, yeah.
I want your X.
Come on.
Oh, yes. We did not talk about them last week since we were just so hell-bent on WandaVision. So now it is time. Now it is time to cover what we didn't cover last week. So we got some Marauders. We got some S.W.O.R.D. S.W.O.R.D. We got Cable and we got X-Force. We got a lot to cover.
And I feel like we should do S.W.O.R.D. last because then we can use S.W.O.R.D. to segue into WandaVision, right? That's our portal into WandaVision?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Let's do that. Let's go with that. So we've got 2 weeks of books to cover. Marauders number 17 is what I'd like to start with. How about it?
All right, let's go into it.
Listen, we've got Jerry Duggan, we've got Matteo Lolli, it's Marauders, we're talking pirates, we're talking mutant economics and trade. It's a mercantile book.
We're also talking about two badass bitches getting shit done and taking no prisoners. Well, they are taking a prisoner, one prisoner, which is called Sebastian Shaw.
Sebastian Shaw. Yes, coming off the Diabolique-esque issue that was last month's Marauders, where Kate and Storm and Emma exacted their revenge and have contained, I'll use the word contained, Shaw. Here, this week, Evil Jeff, I'm gonna call this like a come down issue, like a touch base issue, like a grounded, okay, where are we?
Yeah, where's everybody characters? At right now? Where's the show? Yeah. Where's the show at? Kind of.
We're checking in.
We're resetting the next arc.
Yes, we are. It's a palate cleanser.
Yes.
And we start with our favorite Miss Emma Frost.
Oh.
And she's looking more into Kate's murder via Lockheed's brain.
So she's just, so I think, so the first one, she just got a glimpse, and now she's just like, so is she just like reliving it? Or
I think she's investigating. She's probing deeper, right?
Okay, yeah, because she clearly, this isn't the first time she's gone in his mind. She's in a different outfit from that first time. So yeah, she's just going into it. And just look how upset she is at watching her future wife drown. I need her and Kate need to kiss at some point. Like, it needs to fucking happen.
Yes. Yeah. And just like not then be in a relationship, but just kiss. Because they're so close and they just got to get it out of their system, you know?
Yeah. Now here's my thing is then we see the two bishops talking. Christian's a bishop, right?
Yeah.
And then Shinobi, is that his name? Shinobi Shaw?
Yeah.
He's a bishop. And then Bishop is the other bishop, is the red bishop?
The red bishop. Yep.
Okay. I have a question. What didn't it seem like Christian was kind of in on some of this, the shenanigans?
It didn't seem like he is.
Okay, and so this seems like he's still in on it. So it's like, does Emma know then?
I'm so glad you asked this. Like, I was processing this. I had an epiphany that wouldn't Emma kind of be in denial about her brother a little bit? So I feel like Emma knows, but she's not willing to go there yet. It seems like, she read Lockheed's mind. She honed in on Sebastian's role. It seems like now she's reading Lockheed's mind again, but looking at a different character in our conspiracy. She's looking at Shinobi's role.
Yeah.
I feel like next she'll be like, all right, fuck, I gotta fucking do this. What was Christian's role? It's going to be very reluctant.
Because if you look at here, notice what she didn't do. She tells Shinobi, excuse yourself a moment. So she doesn't want Christian to know that she's doing this. So she's purposely keeping him, her supposedly right-hand man, out of the loop, which makes me feel she definitely knows. And she basically needs to read Shinobi's mind to see what does he know. And she realizes you don't know anything. So I actually can trust you more than my own goddamn gay brother. Ugh, gay brothers, can't trust him.
Can't trust him. Meanwhile, Shinobi, probably still from Shaw telling him that it was Emma and Kitty behind his murder, his death, probably does not trust Emma at all. And he's potentially playing some kind of game.
Exactly. Everyone thinks everyone's out to get each other.
Because they are.
And that's what I'm just like, this is what comics should all be like. The intrigue, you don't know who's going to backstab who. This is what I live for.
Yeah, me too. I mean, this is fantastic. Like the dramatic irony of like us knowing what each character knows, what each character doesn't know.
Yes.
Like it. Or what misconceptions they have.
Is that called dramatic irony?
Dramatic irony is when you know something a character doesn't. Like the audience knows something a character does not.
So isn't that what that is?
Yeah. That's why I used the phrase to describe
Oh,
it.
did you say dramatic irony before?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Oh, great. I thought you were responding to me saying dramatic irony.
Oh, okay. No.
My God.
But is it
See,
Alanis Morissette
we're exemplifying
irony?
it right now. One character has misconceptions. One character doesn't know things. I
That's
thought you
me.
knew something
I don't
you
know
did not
anything.
know.
The audience
Look at
listening to this
We
has
are the
dramatic irony
Marauders.
for me. Okay.
We are the Marauders.
All right. So anyway, Callisto goes up on a cliff. And I forgot that Callisto did not have her powers.
Me too. I don't think I've ever realized that. You know why? Because I never fucking knew what Callisto's powers were. Honestly, I just thought she was a good fighter.
I did know because I think it was X Factor. Was she in part of the X Factor and the M? Like, remember there was like that mutant town and shit?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I knew she lost her powers, but because she just has enhanced fighting skills.
No, it's enhanced senses.
Senses,
It's
but
like-
that's what I mean. That gives her enhanced fighting skills. It's hard to tell she doesn't have her powers.
Yeah. You once told me her powers are that she never gets tired, and I've thought that was her this whole time, and I don't think that's her power.
Did I tell you that?
Yes.
That could, I mean, maybe it is. You don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. They did make a point to show her tired when she was coming up the mountain.
Yeah. But basically, she's like, the only person who has killed me before is Storm. One of the best arcs of the X-Men, I think, ever. That whole Morlocks.
Yeah. One of the best fights, for sure.
Oh, that fight when she fucking flips the knife, because they have to fight to the death to save Angel and free the X-Men. She fucking flips that knife, and Storm catches the flipped knife. And Nightcrawler is like, but Storm won't kill anybody. She's gonna lose. That fucking bitch, Aurora just fucking stabs her right in the heart.
Yep.
And there's a great line, I think, where she's just like, oh, you're doing this. And she's like, and you talk too much. And then fucking stabs her with her. She takes her cape to tie her arm and stabs her. So Callisto's like, bitch, you're the only one who had one up on me. So like you're going to be the one that needs to kill me in the Crucible so I can get my powers back.
Yeah, because she establishes that since Apocalypse is gone, as we established in our opening scene, as Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, that you now choose your partner. You don't fight Apocalypse.
Choose your partner.
You choose your fighter. I would be like, Wolverine, come on, because I want this over with quick.
Yeah. But Storm's like, I'm not into it. Like, I got shit to do. But she's also like, I got somewhere to go. And Kitty and Emma don't know. What is that about?
Ooh. I'm not sure.
Is she doing something that's in the Marauders world? Like mission-wise, where she's like, I don't want them to know? Or is this like other world, all the shit I've gone through, I had a robot sentient thing inside of me? Is this like related to all of that stuff?
I hope it's the latter. I hope this
too.
is the beginning of a Storm adventure, for sure.
Yeah. And here's the other thing is Storm, I feel like, yeah, we need to get some... I feel like everything she's been through with Black Panther, with Forge, with losing her powers, and then now with all the shit she just recently went through, like we need to do some like deep diving with this bitch, okay?
Yeah,
please?
Absolutely. Yes. So Storm is going to be leaving the Marauders, do you think?
That's the thing is I couldn't tell, is she leaving permanently or is she just leaving to go on a mission and then she'll be back?
Yeah.
We don't know.
We don't know. But we do know that Shinobi, Christian, Bishop, and Emma go back to that island we saw in Giant Size Magneto.
Yeah.
Where Magneto built that tower for Emma where she's going to host the Hellfire Gala. Mm-hmm. Shaw can talk. I don't think Emma's puppeting him.
I think she's puppeting him in the meetings.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think she was puppeting him in the meetings, but he's probably a little more healed since that initial thing.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, this is what the fuck's going on. So I'm interested, though, of like, what does Shinobi Shaw think of his dad in the wheelchair and all this? Like, I need to see their interaction. Because there's so many double crosses and everything, like, I need to see Bishop and Emma talking. I want to see Bishop and Christian talking. I want to see Shinobi and Bishop. Like, I want to see everybody interacting with everyone. Where's Iceman? I want to see fucking Bobby Drake. Like, what's he probably has no idea what's going on yet. He doesn't know his, like, the guy who's, you know, fucking him up the butt, it could possibly be a traitor.
Oh, and Emma's going to have to tell him and break his heart.
And this is also, everything is leading up to this kind of Hellfire Gala. And I mean, how fabulous is this Hellfire Gala going to be?
Oh my God. Jumbo Carnation already asked Emma how many outfits she wants. Like how many costume changes she wants during the gala.
Oh my God. It's going to be so good. Because you know there's going to be deception, intrigue. Someone's going to die.
It's going to be the revealing of the X-Men too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I fucking can't wait. And then we get a nice little reunion of the person that kind of saved Lockheed.
Yeah, in Madripoor. I love that. So Kate goes back to kind of help out that family that helped out Lockheed. And she does.
And that's where you kind of see that she's now has taken Sebastian's role. She's now kind of in charge of the black market. And that kind of means she's like, oh, the black market place is Madripoor. So she's kind of like, oh, I'm going to stake a claim. We're going to stake a claim in Madripoor and take shit over. Like you think we're if we're going to be fucking pirates, let's be fucking pirates.
I love that they made Kate take over the black market.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
It's well, is it Kate or is it Emma? I mean, and is there any difference?
Wait, what?
Is it I'm just wondering, technically, is it the white? The white is technically, so Emma's technically in charge of the black market.
I guess
but,
I don't necessarily see the difference between white and red.
Exactly.
I think it's white and red, and then there's black.
Yeah, white and red is the same. And Emma created the whole white thing so she can have a red thing so she can have...
So she can have a majority.
So she can outvote.
So she can just outvote. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, she's so great.
Then we get to the Crucible. With
Here we go.
Slicked back Callisto. And here, I'm going to bring this up. The way they're drawing Callisto, she seems pretty hot again. And the one main thing about Callisto is she's supposed to be ugly.
Yeah.
So I would just, because remember when unless Mask made her pretty again.
Well, they established that she was like Jumbo Carnation, when he first met Callisto at the White Palace, was like, oh my God, girl, you're beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm wondering maybe Mask just gave her a facelift again.
Maybe.
Since they've been hanging out again.
Yeah.
And here's my favorite line of, Fenris has volunteered to be the ones to kill Callisto. And she just says, if those racists come down here, I'll end up in the hole, not Arbor Magna. I was like, and they're like, we've been so good. We haven't killed anyone since Krakoa.
Yeah, but the way you talk is still fucking awful, Fenris.
And then he's like, what are you looking at, Mask? And Mask is like, two assholes or two fucks or something.
Yeah,
like.
two motherfuckers. Oh, man.
But Storm comes and she's like, look, I gotta go. But real quick, I'm going to just fucking kill you real quick.
Just stop by to kill you.
And what does she do? Does she use the knife? No. She doesn't use the knife like last time. She does a fucking lightning bolt punch.
Why hasn't she done that more?
What the fuck is this?
Why haven't I seen that in the past 4 decades?
Well, we're going to see it more. I want to see her fucking murder Iron Fist. She's like, oh, you got your Iron Fist? Look at this, motherfucker. I got a fucking lightning bolt punch.
Oh my God. When will the badassery stop? When? And then Kate goes up to like Verendi, the fucking Hellfire kids.
And then this is the cool thing
kids.
is just I also like the weather, which clearly is what Storm's doing. And how like the snow it's like snowing and the weather's getting more intense, which I think is just like her doing with this moment. Her
grief kind of.
Yeah. And it's just kind of, and now we see like kind of this new realm of like how Callisto kind of views her powers. Like she can smell things no one else can smell. She can see things no one else can see. I wonder though if you like put her up against Wolverine, does she smell as good as Wolverine or Dakin or Laura? Right. I'm interested.
Would love to know. Give her claws. Make her one of them. Make her a feral.
And then we go back to these fucking, what are they, the Verendi kids?
Yeah.
I hate them. I mean, not like
too.
I hate them necessarily as characters, but I just hate, I want them to be killed because they're so evil.
They're such assholes.
And that...
They're so hurtful.
Yeah, and then that woman, was she from Taiwan, Hong Kong? Where was she from?
I can't remember, but early on in the run.
Who's now running Madripoor. She's the worst too. And I love how Kate just comes in... Totally. Now, here's something. And has she always been able to do this? Have you noticed? I guess it's because she's like phasing through things, but at the same time, like then grabbing liquor and stuff.
Oh, she always could.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess she could. Yeah, you're right. She can grab things. She just comes in there, and you think she's about to drop some bomb, but she just invites them to the gala.
I can't wait for this gala. If they're inviting all of their enemies or like and all the heads of state to the gala, Emma's going to drop a bomb. Like Emma's going to make an ultimatum or reveal a piece of information. Like I can't wait to see what the real why behind the Hellfire Gala is.
Yeah. No, I definitely think it's one of those, oh, you think this is what this is? Lock the doors, motherfuckers, because this is what's really happening here. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
There's definitely going to be some kind of twist.
Can't wait.
Oh.
When the X-Men are revealed, the whole thing is ripe for disaster, and I am here for it.
Speaking of disaster, let's move on to X-Force. Okay. And now I just want to talk to you about how do I get past... And I feel like I'm now at the point where I don't like the art. I hate Beast. I hate this plant thing. I hate this comic. And I don't know how to get past it, Brett.
This is an interesting moment. We've arrived at a moment I never thought would come, but we're here. Where we put a Dawn of X book under the microscope and decide if we wish to continue.
Oh, wow.
We don't have to do this to ourselves.
But here's the thing is because they're all interconnected, I still feel like I need to fucking read this book to know what the fuck's going on. I don't want to stop reading X-Force and they're like, oh, did you see when Moira came back? And I'll be like, fuck!
Ah! I know. It's FOMO. We're reading a book because of FOMO, not because we enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like a chore.
So ask yourself, should we be doing it?
And especially because I felt it started out so strong.
This is X-Force 16, yes.
And the fact that it started out with them doing, it's all about Xavier was killed, public relations, and then he came back to life and then was like dealing with all the countries, and then we're going to spy on different countries. And now it's just there's an evil mutant plant under the island.
Book. The different countries thing was X-Men. It was not this book. When they go to Davos.
I guess that's true. But I felt that's what this was supposed to be about.
Right.
The creation of the it's just stupid. I don't care about these plant things.
I actually enjoyed this issue. I won't lie. Overall, I don't think it aligns with the concept of the book, and the concept is what got me very excited. But this, as just like a superhero mutant adventure, I thought was fine.
I just don't care about the bad guy. Here's what I did like. I do like the idea of Forge, Wolverine, and Quentin Quire getting in their Krakoan underwater scuba suits with underwater flamethrowers and then running into Namor. I think that's fun. That was the part I did like.
That was fun. What I also like is, if we're going to have Beast continue to be awful, at least this issue had Cecilia Reyes as a foil telling him...
Yeah, at least someone's like, you're awful. And then Beast is like, yeah, well, whatever, but in the New Mutants movie, you're the bad guy. And she's like, what?
She's like, wait, what? So I don't mind that. Like, if Benjamin Percy elevates Cecilia Reyes to be at the level of Beast, and they've got this kind of dynamic where they're keeping each other like balanced, I actually would love that.
Or if this is actually a thing of like Beast is turning evil, then lean into it. You know what I mean? Then let's just be like, he's evil. He's bad. I'm sick of this wish-washing of him just being an asshole. I'm over it. He's just now annoying. Like, if he's going to be evil, then he needs to get a comeuppance and have a come to Jesus moment and repent or something like that. It just needs to be interesting. And for me now, the most interesting thing in this book for me is Namor, and the fact that it's like, why is Phoebe dating Quentin and all, but is she still dating Cable?
Probably not.
But he says he's dating all of them.
Well, they're all polyamorous, so who cares?
I'm just interested in this. That's what I'm interested in. If they're all polyamorous, then Quentin and Cable need to have sex. They need to have telekinetic sex.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I liked all those things too. I did. See, that's why I didn't think this issue was that bad.
But here's the reason I think it's bad is because I still don't care. Like it didn't make me care. I was like, that's pretty cool. But it's a very fucking low bar.
It's, it's so funny. The only thing I cared about in this issue was Namor saying, "I will destroy your cute little resort if you pull any shit like this."
Yeah. And I was like,
here we go.
Do it.
Just fucking no.
No, I know. I just end the comic.
Yeah.
Plus, at least they didn't kill Quentin. I thought this was leading to Quentin being killed again.
Oh. Well, I liked that he wasn't killed because he was like, "No, I'm doing it for Phoebe now. I'm paying more attention."
Yeah. Because I was like, can we stop this run of him dying all the time?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Speaking of Cable, there you go.
Cable number 7 came out, and I continue to enjoy this book.
Here's why I like this book: this is one where we actually take someone where for a while, remember they kept doing the old man versions of characters?
Uh-huh.
And then the young X-Men showed up. So there is this thing of like, here's the young version, here's the old version. I really like that this is Cable with all of the same motivations, but with none of the confidence. And I think it's experience. It's such an interesting it's such an interesting character. Like, he is so insecure and he has so much power, and I find his character I find him way more interesting than the original Cable, personally.
Yeah, it's because he's living under the shadow of that original Cable. Not only is he shadowed by the reputation of his older self, reputation, but also that of his father.
Yeah.
So he's got like 2 father figures, one of whom is him, that he can't live up to.
Yeah. And it's this weird thing of people either assume that he's as good as Cable, which is too much pressure, or they just treat him like a little kid that knows nothing. Like, it's kind of like one or the other. Like,
either way, it sucks.
Yeah. And I will say, because they're young, this new kind of thing of Rachel and Cable finally living as like brother and sister, which has never happened before. The only time they lived as brother and sister when he was like a fucking baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when she was like Mother Ascani.
Yeah, exactly. So this relationship, I love that. It's establishing like relationships. It's establishing wants and needs. It's also just taking the idea of like, there's a crazy mutant cult murdering babies and I need to know who's behind it. Like, that's so much. And then when we find out who is behind it, that is so much more interesting than fucking plants underneath Krakoa. All right. Anyway, sorry. I'm not going to talk about X.
Yeah, because it's focused. It's about something. In this case, Cable is about Cable.
Yeah.
It's about this character.
And we're going to get to that ending in a bit. But he still needs, now that Otherworld's over, he needs to finish what he started and find these kidnapped children.
So he brings his ragtag sister along,
who has her powers where literally she can touch something and see the life of it.
So she's like, "Oh, I know where the kids are." and the detectives, who are fantastic. They're great comic relief. And this is the same guy that writes Marauders. So there's the same kind of great humor in both books. And these detectives, they see the kidnapped babies with the cult that kidnapped them through Rachel's telepathy, and they're like, "Well, shit. How do we get a warrant?"
Yeah, I love that. It was like, how do we do a warrant for this?
This is inadmissible. Love seeing Cable and Rachel in action together, where you've got 5 cult members holding 5 babies, threatening their lives. Cable shoots the cult members while Rachel holds the babies in the air.
Now here, I have a question. Do you think was she just holding them in the air, or I guess you don't see the thing around them. I was wondering if she was protecting them also from being stabbed with like a telekinetic shield.
She had them. She had the babies.
Yeah. And if you also just notice, he shoots everybody in non-kill areas.
Yes, I did notice that.
Because they're still abiding by the Krakoan rules.
That's right.
But then the head guy kills himself, has a fucking cyanide pill, but he does go into his head real quick.
And then they go home.
Wait, I have a question.
Jean,
wait.
Yeah.
Well, this is the big reveal. It's Strife.
Oh, that's right, yes.
So he sees it's fucking Strife. So who is this? Is this just a cult member, or is this a specific person?
I think so. I think that's a cult member.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like, is this someone we should know that's a cult member? But it's Strife. So I have a question. When he sees this, how much does he know of who Strife is? Because he's never met him. He's never had any experience with Strife.
Yeah.
Has he just heard of him? This is the point where I'm like, how much does he know about his own life that maybe everyone else knows?
Right.
And
he's definitely aware of Strife. He's like, yes. He sees him. He's like, oh my God, it's Strife.
But then we also know he doesn't know a lot, because guess what he did after? He requests, can I get all the files on who Strife is? He needs to. So the fact that it's like a clone of the evil clone of him, he has to fight the evil clone of him, and he doesn't even know him, never battled him, has to look
again, none of the experience.
He has none of the experience. It's so fucking interesting.
When they flash to Strife, I do notice that these Order of X cult members are coming out of chambers. So he's birthing them or brainwashing them. I don't know, but they're in some sort of pink liquid.
Yeah, who knows what that is. And then we have just the suite of Cyclops and Jean just being sweet little mom and dad.
Making dinner,
being just stay for dinner. You can do it, honey.
Nathan's like, I gotta take mine to go. I'm busy. And Rachel's like, why aren't you staying? Fine, don't tell me.
And then this is called the end. Y'all wanted a twist. This ending, I literally was like, yes!
Yes!
Because he's like, I need to go against Strife. So who's the person that I would go against Strife with? Who's the one person that would have my back when I had to deal with Strife? Fucking Domino. But he doesn't know her.
And they used to fuck a lot.
But he's never fucked her. This person hasn't fucked her. And she's
he shouldn't, because the age difference, my God.
Yeah, but I love how she's like, yeah, this is going to be weird. But I'm in.
But let's do it.
And that's the other weird thing, is because he's never fucked her and all that stuff. But the fact that he knows that they've had a history, I'm sure he's going to be super attracted to her. And I'm sure she's going to be super attracted to him. But that's fucking awkward. But then he's dating the cuckoos. And of course he can't cheat on them because they'll know immediately. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's why I would never want to date a psychic.
Well, one other great thing about Cable in this era of X-Men comics is that he's such a nexus for trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely, he's also someone that definitely he because he doesn't have that confidence, he also wants to pretend that he has the confidence, which leads to him going out and doing things on his own, which is a bad idea, which I'm glad it's him and Domino.
Yeah. But she's got it's a big job for Domino, taking him on this mission.
And how old is he? Is he 16 or something?
I'm thinking 16, right? Yeah.
Okay, so don't do it, Domino.
Don't do it.
What's the age limit on Krakoa?
I mean, it's probably 16.
Has
it's 16
that been
in most
established?
Foreign countries.
Okay. Now we are on to S.W.O.R.D, which I guess this is one
which Cable is also on.
Yes, this is also probably the closest to the King in Black?
Yeah, this is the closest to King in Black you're going to get.
Because apparently when King in Black has surrounded Earth in symbiotes, the only in and out is through Krakoan gates.
That's right.
Which I find very
Krakoa
interesting.
does it again. This is another instance of our cool, great, amazing X-Men books having to kind of dumb themselves down to fit into a crossover. The first one being Empire. And I still feel like the X-Men books look at the crossover event and are like, aren't you cute?
Yeah, roll their eyes. This is what I'm going to do.
Here's what we're going to do to you. Here's how we're going to make you an actually good read. It's great.
And here's the interesting thing is I love that now, basically, one of the things that S.W.O.R.D is establishing is the idea of replacements. If I can't, we need a telepath. If we can't get this, then here's a line of telepaths that are replaceable, that we can get.
Succession planning.
And
every good company does it.
And here we have Brand takes Mentallo, who is isn't he more of a bad guy of like non-X-Men stuff?
Well, yeah, he was. Yes, that is correct. And he was redacted in last issue. Last issue, there was a analysis redaction below him. Below the redaction was Peepers, but we didn't know who the redaction was. So it was Mentallo. Villain, more like an Avengers Captain America villain, but still a mutant and still part of that original, like the Captain America version of Magneto's Brotherhood that Peepers served on.
And here's the other thing of why Agent Brand is such an amazing character, and she's such an awesome strategist. What's that? How do you say that word? Strategist. There you go. Yeah. I'm having a stroke. Okay, anyway, the reason she's so good at that is her reasoning behind Mentallo. Is because, the fact that he used to be a villain and he just cares about money means because if I pay him the most, he will be loyal to me and not Krakoa.
He's loyal to me. And I've got Nick Fury's Black Bank card?
Yes. And that is just brilliant. It's so fucking smart. It's so smart.
And figuring out what also he wants outside of just access to wealth is this thing they start to allude to that he really, really wants, he won't stop talking about, and WizKid is working on it for him.
Yeah.
And then later on we'll see what that is.
But then they're talking about a lot of specific stuff with the symbiote stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
like I don't care.
Yeah, but one of the dragons is attacking the peak.
That's
their
true.
Headquarters.
Yes, symbiote dragon.
And WizKid blows it away with a laser. But then they're like, we got to go fight these things.
Yes. And so now here we have, who's the guy with the gun arm? What's his name?
Random.
Was he there before?
Yeah, they listed him in the org chart.
Oh, okay, issue. Okay.
Him and Risque are the two security captains.
Right. And this is also just, I just love that we just see Fabian Cortez with his little, I will say was he always so, I don't know how to put this without sounding homophobic, but there's a thing of the gay villain.
Yeah, Jafarish.
Well, or Mr. Sinister-ish. He wasn't like that before. And I do like it.
I mean,
but is it a problem? Is the gay villain stereotype, is that problematic? Is it homophobic?
I don't think he's gay. I think he's
very effete. Like, it's very like he just looks like he's like, I don't know if I want to get my fingers dirty.
Yeah, I think they're going, I don't think they're going for homosexual per se. I think they're going for aloof and condescending.
Yeah.
I think you see gay because of the coat and the lovely slick back hair.
And him acting all prissy.
Yeah.
And him sucking my dick last night.
You too?
Oh my god.
Well, it is nice to see him in battle, though.
Yes.
Because he will level you up if you're a mutant.
And
which he does to Sunfire.
But that's the thing is like, how long does that last when he does that?
An hour before you can go swimming.
Okay. And then are these the symbiote dragon? Is that the baby dragon?
No, these are just the symbiote.
Okay, they're the symbiote dragons that he's fighting against. And then, he like makes Sunfire all fucking awesome. I mean, it looks like he's like basically the Fantastic
version?
Four. I was gonna say, or like the Living Torch.
Oh yeah, he like Nova flames and becomes like a little sun. In this very darkened land.
And then here's the thing of the idea of replacements, and we talked about this briefly.
We did understudies for people who serve a functional role in some sort of mutant circuitry.
So here's one of the things here's Michael Nolan.
I looked him up. He is from X Factor Volume 1, like the early issues. Cyclops, Jean, like that whole original series. He was someone they encountered. I think it was X Factor number 5.
Yeah.
And he had the power of amplification.
And then this Boost guy. Did you look up where he was from?
I can't remember.
And then there's like Mr. M, whereabouts unknown. Okay. I think we know where he is.
We sure do.
In
Again.
Yeah.
What do we call that? Dramatic irony.
And then I still feel that if they could, I think they could hone, especially because it's Sinister has recloned and cloned Scrambler 1,000,000 times from the original Marauders. I have a feeling Scrambler could be a potential replacement. That's just me thinking. If they just if he like worked on his powers.
Yeah.
Because he basically touches you and makes your powers blow up.
Yeah. Yeah. Who is this redacted person, do you think, as another power amplifier?
Scrambler.
Primary loyalty is, well, they say she.
Oh. Who boosts people?
I don't know. In like Snark War, anytime I hear about the Snarks, I go to Power Pack, and I'm like, well, they're not mutants. But does Brand care?
Snark War? What? Yeah, wait, when did the Snark War happen?
They mention it in the previous issue.
Huh.
But the Snarks are from Power Pack.
Yeah, that's I'm just.
So I don't know. But basically, the team like does a good job.
Oh wait! I know that's not necessarily. Could it be Molly Hayes? Even though
I thought Molly Hayes, but no, she does not amplify powers.
That's all. But secondary mutation. No, I don't know.
I can see like primary loyalty is most likely Runaways.
Yeah.
But she doesn't power boost.
True. But she's a kid.
So
She's still discovering her powers.
True.
Because technically, what if she's just power boosting herself? That's why she gets so tired afterwards.
So this is what Trump people do. They want to believe something, and then they write a story in their head to make it so.
No, on January 20th, you'll see Molly Hayes will come out of that helicopter and arrest Joe Biden.
Molly.
And then.
And then basically they're like, we won, we beat the symbiote, and then through the portal comes a character that was all symbioted up. I had no idea this was Cable. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? Racking my brain. I think like days later, I was like, oh god, it was Cable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that either.
It's because of the gun and the sword.
But is he in control of it, or is he a bad guy?
No, he's a bad guy. Yeah.
Oh, Cable.
Oh, Cable, behave.
So are we just pretending that James Howlett, is that his name? Remember the Ultimate Wolverine version?
Oh,
from X-Men Blue?
Ultimate?
Are we just pretending he doesn't exist anymore?
I am.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine with it. I just want to be up to date.
Me, I am. This S.W.O.R.D organization, I predict they're going to do big things for the mutant population, which is ironic because they're also doing big things today in the MCU. And there was a time where like X-Men stuff and MCU stuff couldn't mix, but
Yeah.
here we are.
And just before we get into where I think you're going with this, is that there's going to be a huge space crossover thing that's coming in the future. I forget what where Xandra gets kidnapped and then all of the Shi'ar Empire goes bankrupt and all that shit.
What?
You haven't read any of this yet?
No, what Buzz talk about an upcoming event?
Oh, they've already like shown like things coming up. I forget.
What?
There's
Oh.
it's like the new crossover. It's basically like all of the galaxies
X-Men crossover?
are the economic policies of all the galaxies.
Oh, yeah,
are
they set
collapsing
that up in
themselves.
Empire.
Yeah. So it's the fallout from that. But Xandra gets kidnapped, and so I have a feeling that the X-Men and S.W.O.R.D and Xavier, all that shit's gonna they're gonna be playing
cool.
a big part in all of that. I'm just assuming.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, but I think we should talk a little MCU stuff, don't you?
I do too. Hit it.
WandaVision!
All right.
All right.
We're going to
let's talk about
about
WandaVision.
The third
episode 3.
episode of WandaVision. We are now in the 70s, and this was definitely had a Brady Bunch feel to it. Instead of squares, it was hexagons. Keeping with the theme.
Animation.
It looked
Partridge
very
Family.
much like, it was like Partridge. I love how they don't just make it just one. It's kind of like a combination.
It's like a mishmash.
Yeah, it's a mishmash.
Because there was some Mary Tyler Moore in this too. Mm-hmm. The opening.
Yes.
Of the smiling at the lady friends. Yeah.
And this row, we can now see the crumbling is way more apparent in here.
The tension. Yeah.
Yes.
It's harder. It's getting harder and harder to keep the facade up. And that's true for a number of people, not just Wanda.
Yes. And I have a feeling anyone that felt that, hey, where is this going? This is too slow. I think they probably saw this episode and were like, okay, I'm on board. It's on.
And there was one moment, I think the moment, where everything tilted. In particular.
Oh yeah.
I would have
everything tilted. You talking about when even the TV screen?
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about
Let's not get to that
to the
yet.
end.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I did freak out about that.
Yeah,
In fact,
yeah.
CBQ tweeted about that. So we open. It's 1970s, and where we left off was that Wanda was mysteriously pregnant at the end of the Bewitched episode, and here she's just getting her belly's getting bigger and bigger.
And this is the thing that's interesting. They're just like, how did you become pregnant so fast? The one thing that nobody notices is that time has changed. Like, I love that they're just like,
Right?
You're pregnant? What's going on? And you're like, do you not notice it is now 10 years later?
Do you not notice that like all the cars were different?
You
like
now
an
have
hour
an
ago.
afro. Like, it's just
Right. There it is now color. Our clothes are different. Nobody notices this. Nobody cares.
But there is
the
someone that's
doctor-
starting to notice weird things. Because the doctor says, oh, you're about 4 months along. And she's...
and Vision is like, how is that possible? Like, it's been 12 hours.
Yeah, he's starting to freak out.
Yeah.
And I think it's very interesting because Vision is basically this supercomputer, and he's incapable of computing or he can't make any of this make sense. And so he's really starting to lose it. The part with the neighbor Bob doing the hedges.
That was David Lynch,
Yes.
and that was terrifying.
So that's the first moment where he's just like, not only is he clipping the hedges, he's clipping through the fence and just
stone
smiling like a fucking creeper.
But he's like struggling with it. Like he's trying to get the blade through. And even when Vision is like, hey, I think you're going a bit overzealous with those hedges there. He's like, oh, thanks, buddy. But he keeps doing it.
Ooh. And
it's
then
like a dream.
Vision runs in to tell Wanda, and he's like, I think Gert cut.
Well, he flat out says something's wrong. Something's not right.
But there's a full jump cut where actually people thought there was something
Oh, I did. I watch it on a Zoom with friends, and I was like, I unmuted the Zoom. I was like, okay, never mind.
No, I do immediately. Like, as soon as something goes wrong, it suddenly reverts hardcore back to the sitcom format.
So meta, though. I mean, she did it once before, but she rewound like it was a tape. Here, it was like our Disney Plus glitched.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I think is also interesting. Every single one of these times where she comes out of it and has to fix something, at first you're like with the choking, at first you're like, oh, she's coming out of it because she needs to save him. And then you see the beekeeper, it's like, oh, she's coming out of it because she senses danger and she's scared.
No.
These reasonings are not of why this is she's still doing this. They're all not. No. And we do. And then there's a final one, which we'll get to the end, where you're like, oh, this is why you're doing this.
We'll get there. Hey, sitcom moment I want to point out when they are practicing, when Vision is practicing diapering on that doll. That doll is an exact replica of Kitty Carryall, Cindy's doll from the Brady Bunch.
Oh my God, I love it. Also, can I just do a scream out moment of like, if anyone's a fan of the Young Avengers, where she's like with baby Tommy, and then I'm like, she's gonna have twins, and then he's like, I want to call him William, and I'm just like, they're both gonna give both of those names. Like, I don't know. I was so ecstatic of like that little, like, I can't wait.
So,
Wiccan and Speed are about to be born.
Yeah, they're setting up that we're going to get Billy and Tommy Kaplan. And then Vision goes out and he sees his neighbors while Geraldine shows up to borrow a bucket and to tell Wanda a crazy story about getting a promotion.
Yeah.
That makes absolute no sense.
Yeah.
It's like sitcom logic, but it makes zero sense. But Wanda's powers are freaking out because she's having what they think is false labor, then what become real contractions.
So a stork shows up.
They painted a stork in a nursery they were building. The stork comes to life. I'm going to pause here and say, Evil Jeff, so bad do I want to create a photo of the stork next to a photo of the Violet Swan, of the Betsy Braddock Swan, and just create a headline that's like, the X-Men may have just entered the MCU.
It's Betsy Braddock.
But yeah, her powers are going haywire. She's trying to hide her pregnant belly from Geraldine, from Teyvanah Parris. Making fun of the ways sitcoms have done it in the past, I feel like holding an object in front.
All the while where she's clearly about to get, like, her stomach is growing second by second and getting bigger by bigger to the point where they realize, oh, she's going to give birth any minute.
She's going to give birth. When her water breaks, everyone's pipes bursts in the neighborhood. So they're really exercising that she's got full dominion over this reality if their neighbor's pipes are bursting when she goes into contractions. And then you've got that commercial, which really solidifies, find the goddess within you.
Now, here's the other thing, is like, if you are not of that age, I had to explain to my boyfriend, I'm like, that's the Calgon Take Me Away commercials.
They do.
Calgon Take Me Away.
So our previous commercials allude to the bomb she and Pietro were trapped with, allude to Strucker experimenting on them. Those are past moments. I feel like this commercial was about the present moment.
Yeah.
It was about what she's doing right now.
Because it's like, take me away. I want to go to some fabulous, magical place and not deal with reality. Huh.
Exactly.
Huh.
And I will also say, in season 4 of Agents of S.W.O.R.D, the What If arc, where they were the agents of Hydra, Coulson was a conspiracy theorist who was convinced that Hydra made blue soap that brainwashed you.
Oh my God.
And so when I saw the blue soap, the Hydra soap, I was like, wait, is this familiar? Whoa. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Not saying it's actual like purposeful connection. But maybe we'll see Fitz and Simmons at the S.W.O.R.D base. Who knows?
And then Wanda's goes into full labor, and Geraldine has to deliver them.
Oh my God. And immediately I'm like, wait, Monica Rambeau is the one who's delivering the twins? Like, already we're making this character important.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
a little too important, I will say.
It's very funny, though, because where they give birth to the baby, and I just know so many people that just don't read the comics are like, and I'm like, nope. There's another one coming.
And so when Vision leans in to kiss her and she screams in his face instead of kissing.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great moment.
Yeah. So they have these twins, and then it's like kind of going to like, you know, third act end of the sitcom type of stuff. And two
everything's settled.
Very weird, fucked up things happen.
At the same time.
So what do we talk about first? Vision, I guess Vision.
Outside? Yeah.
Outside. Agnes and Bob are clearly trying to have a conversation that they don't want Vision to know they're having. And it's fucking weird.
Yeah. Catherine Hahn's Agnes is not subtle. She's leaning over the wall that Herbert cut into. And she's like kicking out one leg and putting her hand up over his ear and whispering. Like, not subtle at all.
Yeah. And basically, they're concerned about Geraldine because she doesn't belong there, because she doesn't live anywhere. And she just showed
already,
up.
Like, this had racial inequality hints to it to me.
Which is also, but it's also weird because then the other guy saying it is black.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It did feel that way, though.
No, it definitely did, but it was just very weird where it's like she doesn't have a home, she doesn't live here.
She doesn't have a home.
But it also is just showing the thing going on in their heads. It's like, it's the same thing with Dottie from the previous episode. They're
not fully unaware.
They're not fully unaware, but they're incapable of stopping being in this of being these characters. So there's just like, you almost can see it's like someone screaming out underneath like, help. It's so fucking creepy. It's
Catherine
creepy.
Hahn's whole tone and delivery in this scene is nuts.
Yeah.
Where she's like doing the sitcom character anyway, just to like appease Vision.
But her
when
eyes
she, like,
aren't.
Rings that. Oh, but her eyes aren't. Oh my God, it's so good.
But then we go inside.
Inside.
And Wanda starts singing a Sokovian lullaby and brings up her twin brother.
She says, "You know, I was a twin."
And that's where the first, like, full on, this is connected to the Avengers. Geraldine's like, oh yeah, Ultron killed him. Uh-oh.
This was the big tilt.
And this is the big tilt, because at first you're like, is Wanda trapped? Is she trapped? Is this it? This is the first time you really see who's fucking behind all of this.
Yeah, like, this is arguably beginning of Act 2. As soon as Geraldine is like, yeah, he was killed by Ultron, right?
Yeah.
Like, it becomes a whole different show.
What you talking about, Geraldine?
It becomes what you talking about, Geraldine. Wanda is like, bitch, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. It's like, really?
She does the Scarlet Witch head tilt.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch does that when she's fighting, when she needs to like gain strength. She does a little head tilt, and she does it here.
When does the format, the TV format, change? At this moment or after?
No, it's when Vision comes back in.
Okay.
And Wanda is standing at the crib with her back to him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, where is Geraldine?
And she's like, I don't know. She had to go.
She had to go.
She had to
just
go.
had to rush home.
Yeah. Bitch had to go. And that's where you just see,
the letterboxing that made it the 4:3 ratio, the old school TV ratio. fades away as it goes into the next scene, and we get our widescreen letterboxing at the top and bottom as we enter a whole different ratio. Why? Because we're entering a whole different reality as Geraldine comes flying out covered in Scarlet Witch power signature.
Yeah, Wanda fucking boots her out.
Boots her out of her reality. She comes flying out of what looks like the sky, but in the sky is like a TV static pattern.
Yeah.
Surrounding what looks like a suburban neighborhood. Outside of that static screen pattern, the neighborhood is a whole setup of what we can only assume to be S.W.O.R.D.
Yeah. So
because Wanda noticed Geraldine's necklace, it was a S.W.O.R.D logo, and said, "What is that?"
Oh yeah. And I do have a feeling that because all of these S.W.O.R.D agents are outside coming to get her. Do you think in the next episode, do you think it's going to start going back and forth between these two worlds, or do you think it's still going to just stay in the sitcom?
Oh, I think more and more it will go back and forth.
Because I have a feeling when they get her, it's going to take her a minute, but she's going to slowly start being like, I'm Geraldine. No, wait. Okay, it's all coming back to me. Mission failed. Tried to get her.
She's still in the 70s clothes, you know?
Yeah,
so to me, that's like, it's still lingering.
Yeah, so I have a feeling, because it was clear, like what we said before, that helicopter that she found was definitely Geraldine or Monica Rambeau coming in.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Teyonah Parris is the actress. Her whole monologue, her whole story about getting the promotion, hilarious.
Yeah, so fun.
She's great. I love her. I love that they gave her like a comedic monologue, which she nailed, and then they made her character important. I was like, yes. Give us Monica Rambeau.
Now, here's my question, though, is how do you think she gets her powers in the MCU? Because I don't think she has powers yet, right?
I don't think so either, and I think she'll likely get them in the Captain Marvel sequel, which she's in. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just super excited because next week is Full House, where they're actually wearing WandaVision Halloween costumes.
Oh my god.
And the fact go ahead.
Are they gonna do something with the fact that she's an Olsen?
I think people are already wishing that the Olsen twins would have shown up in it. I feel they have to do some kind of reference since they're copying the show that her fucking sisters starred in.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh god, it's so good.
How many episodes is this show?
9.
Ugh, it's not enough.
Not enough. Give me more. So now that they've shown Wanda in kind of like a dark light at the end of that episode, do you think it's all her, or do you still think there might be like a villain behind the curtain?
I think there's a villain. And similar how there was Dark Phoenix, but a mastermind like sparked the flame.
Yeah.
I think there's a villain that was like, oh, she has more power. And then they're like, uh-oh. I think they basically fucked something up. But I definitely think there is someone there that started something and now they've lost control of it.
Can I share a wild thought that I had last week? And then after I had the thought, I went on Twitter and someone tweeted this at us. And my response was, I was just thinking the same thing.
What?
Could you imagine if it's fucking Mojo?
Mojo?
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to bring the X-Men in.
Like, it's TV. Why wouldn't it be Mojo?
Especially if they're dealing with multiverses. I mean, that's a possibility.
It's not Mojo, but...
I have a feeling there is something with... I have a feeling she was trying to help bring Vision back. And maybe they were having trouble or like it's not going to happen. And her powers go nutso. And I have a feeling this is all her trying to be with Vision. Trying to make him alive again.
I agree.
And she'll do anything to make him still alive.
Yeah. Yes. I agree.
I just don't want this to end with them being like, no, he's just dead. That will make me very sad.
I don't think it will. Because it feels like we're going to see Vision alive in the real world.
But here's the thing that could happen is they could do what they did in the comics. Remember White Vision? When he lost all of his emotion.
Oh, that would be dope.
He lost all of his emotion. Oh, if he shows up as White Vision and then he's like, yeah, I remember you, but I don't have any feelings anymore. That'll be pretty
this
cool.
wonderfully emotional arc that they gave Paul Bettany, after that, they're like, okay, we're taking all that away from this character.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's now talk of it being Nightmare, not Mephisto.
That makes sense too.
Yeah. I want Mojo. Oh, so the other genius thing about this episode of WandaVision was that right after, so when everyone's episode ended, what did Disney Plus suggest you hit play and watch next? Age of Ultron. I thought that was such genius after she brought up Pietro.
Oh, yeah.
Ultron. And Disney Plus was like, you want to watch it? And so many people said yes. I said yes the following day, and Jeff and I wound up watching, other Jeff, my husband, wound up watching Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame in a row.
Oh, shit. We watched Age of Ultron maybe the week before WandaVision. So we had just watched it too. It's good.
Amazing.
It holds up. It's not my favorite.
You know what?
It's definitely not my favorite of all of them.
It's gotten better to me over
I
time.
agree.
It really has.
But
Yeah.
my main problem watching it, I talked about this last week. I was like, her accent is so much thicker in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I like that they kind of let it fade.
Oh, I'm so excited for the next episode.
Me too. I have to apologize to Age of Ultron. I feel like I've been really poo-poo about it in the past. And I think that it and Iron Man 3 are two good movies that suffered from the expectations that the original Avengers created in our heads.
Yeah. But all these Avengers movies, they're kind of like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's good. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. All Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Even the fucking Incredible Hulk. I'm like, I'll watch.
I love the Ang Lee
I'll watch
Incredible Hulk. The one with Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, the Ang Lee one.
I love the Ang Lee one. But I know everyone disagrees. But I like the Edward Norton one too.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad they recast him.
What do you have against Ed Norton?
I mean, I don't want to see Ed Norton in Thor Ragnarok, you know?
True. Mark Ruffalo. I mean, if I had to do a fuck, marry, kill. Wait, what's the guy who played the original? What's that actor's name?
Bill Bixby?
No. The
Ferrigno?
No, the guy who played him in
Eric Bana.
Yeah, Eric Bana, Ed Norton, Mark Ruffalo. Fuck, marry, kill.
I would marry Mark Ruffalo. I would fuck Eric Bana and I'd kill Edward Norton.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. That's the only correct answer.
And that's our show, everybody.
Tune in next week where we fuck, marry, kill 3 more B-list actors. No, Mark Ruffalo's not B-list. Oh
He's
my God.
A-list. Thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
Please give us a review. Tweet out to us any strange theories that you might have. I would love to hear it. Maybe we'll discuss it in the show.
Maybe about Krakoa or who's going to be these new X-Men. I know Evil Jeff and I have our money on Dazzler. We sure do. Or theories about what's going to happen in WandaVision. We love theories. We love speculation. And we're never right.
Sometimes
so
we
us.
are. No. Brett, Betsy,
okay,
Captain
fine.
Britons.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Sometimes we are. Sometimes. But sometimes we're not. It doesn't matter if we're right. It doesn't matter if we're wrong. Because we are queer. And you, my friend, if you read comics, well, that makes you queer. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Damn.